Good evening, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, evening headlines on May 21, 2023. Nobel winners demand release of Belarusian peace laureate exiles Bialyatsky. The Guardian, US. Condemns Lukashenko regime, urges release of 1,500 political prisoners in Belarus. Georgia's flagship airline bans president over Russia flights criticism, TASS reports. Reuters, first flight from Russia to Georgia since 2019 lands to protests, latest news, WION. WION, Georgia president boycotts local airline over flights to Russia. Bloomberg, Russia branded terrorist state as flights with Georgia resume. The Independent, Georgian national airline bans country's president amidst row over flights to Russia. Rome climate protesters turn Trevi fountain water black. Houghton University employees fired for including their pronouns in emails. The Independent, New York College fires employees for including their pronouns in work emails. India Today, U.S. University fires 2 employees for using pronouns in emails, report. NDTV, a university fired 2 employees for including their pronouns in emails. The New York Times, college workers fired for including their pronouns in emails. Counterculture, stories from 75 years of Britain's Caribbean food shops. France attack, Kalashnikov assault on car kills 3 in Marseille. Foreign Bodies by Simon Sharma review, Pandemics and Prejudice. The Guardian, Foreign Bodies, Pandemics, Vaccines and the Health of Nations by Simon Sharma review, Scientists to the Rescue. After Brexit, what are the Tories really for? The West's tightening of Russian sanctions is a sign of failure. Rocket Festival and a beach protest, the weekend's best photos. Far-right minister says Israel, in charge, on visit to Jerusalem holy site. The Guardian, Israel's Itamar Ben-Gvir calls police landlords of Jerusalem, AJ #shorts. Al Jazeera English, Itamar Ben-Gvir declares Israel in charge of Al-Aqsa during visit. Middle East Eye, Ben-Gvir visits Temple Mount, says it proves Israel, in charge, at holy site. The Times of Israel, far-right Israeli cabinet minister visits sensitive Jerusalem holy site. Rishi Sunak says China poses biggest challenge to global security. Sky News, China poses biggest threat to global security, says Sunak. The Guardian, Sunak ranks China as top challenge to global security. Politico Europe, UK Sunak says China poses world's biggest security challenge. Reuters UK, Rishi Sunak, authoritarian China poses the biggest challenge of our age. Russian installed official says Kyiv struck port city with British Storm Shadow missiles. Reuters, Russia-Ukraine war, list of key events, day 451. Al Jazeera English, Ukrainian armed forces in action against Russian military, Russia-Ukraine war live, WION live. WION, building on fire, debris falling on Kyiv after Russian attack on Ukraine. NDTV, Ukraine says it repels attacks as Russia tries to retake land near Bakhmut, France 24 English. G7 takes stand against China's economic coercion. BBC, Russia's Lavrov says G7 is bent on double containment of Russia and China, latest news, WION. WION, G7 wants constructive China ties, calls out rights record. Al Jazeera English, G7 communique asks China to put pressure on Russia, France 24 English. France 24 English, G7 outreach and effort to build consensus on global issues like Ukraine, China, climate change. Roads have disappeared, Italy begins cleanup after catastrophic floods. The Guardian, Italy's floods leave more than a dozen dead and thousands homeless, BBC News. BBC News, floods, EU mobilizes emergency equipment to assist Italy. European Commission, Italy, over 36,000 people displaced by floods as Giorgia Meloni departs G7 summit early. The Guardian, Italian Red Cross helps hundreds affected by deadly floods. German police investigate possible poisoning of 2 Russian exiles. The Guardian, 2 Russian exiles poisoned at conference organized by Kremlin critic. The Independent, German police investigate suspected poisoning of Russian exiles. Al Jazeera English. Germany reportedly investigating alleged poisoning of Putin critics in Berlin. Politico Europe. Germany probes suspected poisoning of Russian exiles, report. Bakhmut, city not occupied by Russia, says defiant Zelensky. BBC. Russia claims capture of key Ukrainian city of Bakhmut while Zelensky denies Russia-Ukraine war. WION, Ukraine war. Kyiv rejects Wagner claim over Bakhmut. BBC. Explainer. How important is Wagner's claimed capture of Bakhmut? Reuters. Ukraine. Zelensky denies Russian claims to have taken Bakhmut. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.